Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's DIY guy here. Hey, we're on our way down to Lowe's to pick up some supplies. My neighbor knows that I love to fish, and he came over and asked me to do some crappie habitats. Now he knows I got a couple behind the shed. I was like, yeah, man, if you need a couple, grab a couple and go dump them in. He just got a brand new pond on some acreage out there and wants to put a couple crappie habitats out so he can locate his crappie and keep them in one spot. And he's like, no, I want you to build some because I don't really see very many on the internet, and I'd really like you to show people how to do that. And I was like, that's a pretty good idea. So today you guys are in for a treat. I'm gonna go ahead and do my design of my spin on a crappie habitat, because everybody knows you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but you can teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. So I sure hope that you guys enjoy what I'm about to show you, and we'll get after it. So stay tuned. A little better, flexes a little better.
I'm standing on the highest ledge, right on the world's most windy edge, and making a brand new pledge to never live my life in fear, to make my purpose crystal clear.
Hey guys, welcome back to the table. So I think we got everything rounded up that we're going to need to make these fish habitats. So what we're going to need today is we got a couple Foster bits. We got a 5/8 here. What size is this one? 1.125, a couple 3/4 PVC pieces. We got some 1/2-inch PEX line, and then we got my spin, one of these 55-gallon drums right here. And of course we're going to need a jigsaw and then one of these PVC cutters. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get after it. We're going to dump some concrete in one of these little bitty buckets over here and build a more traditional one first. And then I'm going to show you guys another kind of unique way that I like to do it. So with that, let's get after it. All right, so we're going to start out with these more traditional ones right here. What we're going to do first is these things got to go down in the water. So we're going to build a base on them. We're going to cut these down and we're going to do two 2-foot pieces. And then we're going to crisscross them inside the bottom of this bucket before we put the concrete in there. And they don't have to be perfectly 2 foot. We just kind of get a mark, make a cut, and then so on. Just trying to give it somewhat of a landing base. It's about 2 foot right there. And then I'm going to take your 1.125, about the right size, and drill a couple holes straight across from each other. That's about straight across. And put your stick through. Just like that. And go to your next one. Do it a little bit higher. Tough plastic. Must be made in the USA. See? That's it. Now what we'll do is run a zip tie down in there. Oh, and by the way, I learned this from old man. If you ain't doing your zip ties just like that, you're missing out. That's the best way to keep them. Because all you got to do to get your zip tie off is run it off just like that, and it keeps them all nice and neat where you ain't got them scattered around everywhere. And no need to clip it. Again, it's going to be in concrete under the water. All right, first base is done. Now on to second, right? Well, maybe. All right, that pot's trash. Let's grab a different one.
You're fired.
And that's why they make extra supplies right there. Okay. Pretty good landing spot. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take these. I think they are 10 footers. We're just going to cut them in half, every one of them. Make sure they're 10 foot. Yep, they're 10 foot. And 5's right there. And they ain't got to be perfect, just close. All right. So now that we got those cut down, I'll use 5 per deal. We'll stick them out kind of all over the place, put some concrete in, throw some water on it, and that'll be that. So I'll meet you guys outside with concrete and water. All right, guys, welcome outside. So now we're gonna kind of do the old school way with just some concrete, bucket, and PVC. So what we have here is we got all those pieces we cut up and those buckets that we made earlier with the landing platforms and a little bit of concrete. So what we got to do now is just put a little bit of concrete in the bottom. As you can see, we kind of balance some PVC poles in here, and let's get after getting these filled up and some water put in them, and then get one pole up in the middle and get things going. All right, let's get after it. Now don't be afraid to soak this stuff up. And once you get it nice and wet, you want to take and get this center one in here anywhere you can and just let it set just like that. Just find you a nice spot to get it in there so it'll set straight up. And keep adding concrete. Nice and easy. And that right there is pretty much it. You can come out here about every hour or so, throw some more water on it, but these are going to the bottom of a pond. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be leveled out or anything. They just, they got to be solid. So that's your old school crappie tree. And hope you guys enjoy what I did. So let's get all of them together and get y'all some shots. See y'all in a minute. All right, guys, let's get started on this second one real quick. What we got to do first is get this baby split into 2 pieces. Let me get this chair out of the way that I was working on. So what we want to do is, this thing has already got lines all the way down it everywhere you're going to cut, even around here. So let's get after it. Well, grab another blade real quick. Good thing blades are plentiful. All right, now we got her in 2 pieces. Now we'll get it dried out a little bit and set her on the shelf and get after it. One thing I did forget is I got to go ahead and cut this circle out a little bit. So let me get after that real fast. All right, now let's get it to the table. All right, welcome back to the table. Now we got this half a drum up here, and as you can see, we've already got that 100-foot roll cut down into 8-foot pieces. What we're gonna do now is, we got 12 8-foot pieces out of the 100-foot roll, so we're gonna do 6 per, and we're gonna kind of,
oh yes,
set them, oscillating them side by side. Now what we want to do is we want to drill like 2 holes on each side, and then do 3 here and there. So let's get to drilling. Let's do probably 1 here. Start out. So we're going to put 2 over here, and then 2 right here. So let's put them about the same spot. We got those drilled in. Now let's flip it around and do the other ones. All right, now that we got all the holes drilled in them, now it's time to put the sticks in. This is the fun part. All right, now let's not yank any poles down. All right, as you guys can see, this, whoop, look, poles are just dying to get in the water to use this thing already. See that? Jumping off the ceiling. Let me get it back up there real quick. There we go. This right here is a very effective fish habitat that I like to use, and I've made several of them for different people and have brushed several docks with this exact rig. It's really easy to make. It's a little time consuming, but you guys now know how. So hopefully you like what you see. One thing I gotta do now, so I'm gonna drill a couple more holes here, and I'm gonna run a rope through. And I got a couple single center blocks. You seen me pick them up at Lowe's a minute ago. You tie it to the rope, you dump it in the water, and it floats down, sets on the bottom. You even got a room for catfish to go under here. So if you want to hit the catfish that may be at the bottom of it, you're more than welcome to. But there you have it. This is my take on a fish habitat, and I assure you it is very, very effective. It flows just like live branches in the water. So I'll get after the other one, and I'll get you some pictures here shortly of all of it. Thank you guys. I'll get started. All right guys, there you have it. Now you got from your new school to your old school. Showed you 2 different ways to make crappie habitats. Both of them are gonna catch fish all day long. Like I said from earlier, you can catch fish for a man and he'll eat one day. But you can teach a man how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. Guy asked me to show you guys how to make these, so I took to it to show you how, and there you have it. Now go out there make some for yourself, catch a bunch of fish, feed your family. So I hope you like what I did. Like, comment, share, tell everybody about it. And you want to see anything else, you let me know. Thanks for watching and have a good day.